you. Good evening, everyone. This is the Spirit Program Live. This is our weekly class with our two winners of the 12-week Spirit Program. And we are really going through this fast. The ladies have 3 weeks. They have 3 lessons. Lesson 9 will be next week, then 10, and then they'll finish up their projects to come back in and give their final, like report on how and what they did. And then we'll watch Gail do her 1 day of fun, which will be coming up at the towards the end of summer. But some of those cool things she'll get to do before then. But definitely we'll be continuing to follow her on that. So I want to ask, this week was men's health, and the week before you did women's health. Just one quick question. What did you notice, Gail, that was different from what you saw in women's health that may have stood out about men versus women?
Well, my thing that I thought was very interesting was the idea that the men go through menopause too.
I was waiting, hoping that one of you would say it, because there is a male menopause, and it happens because their testosterone level drops. So they go through the same emotional, feelings that we do as women, as far as, we change in different seasons. I like to tell everyone, and I hope our audience listens knows this, is to appreciate each season of your life and where you are in that season and what's different about it and what's good about it and positive, because there's a lot of joy to each season. But I do say what you do in your 20s, 30s, and 40s affects you in your 50s, 60s, and 70s. But and I want to add something to that, is that everybody always emphasizes all this midlife crisis and this and that. What it really is that we get to a halfway point of what is the average. If you were very fortunate, and I know this, and you all do too, it's no surprise. If you're a very fortunate person, you'll live to 100, 99, 100 years old. That doesn't happen often, and be healthy during that time, which is what we want people to get from this program. I mean, I'm going to believe that I'm going to live that long. But in doing so, I want my quality of life to be good. But then we have a tendency at that time, some people between 40 and 50 years old start not only seeing the changes in their body, and sometimes their mind doesn't slow down and their spirit's not slowing down, but their body might slow down a little bit, sometimes not. Hopefully, again, with all the changes here that people make to better their life, they'll slow down to relax, not slow down because they're forced to because of a health issue. But they feel sometimes like, I didn't accomplish something that was my purpose or my mission or my dream. And sometimes we miss the things that are so obvious in front of us, that were more of a blessing than what we're recognizing. And that's what we're leading into this week. It's called Get Out of the Fast Lane. It has a little assessment in there that I do during workshops to kind of throw people off. And it will take you through that process this week. So it's going to be interesting to discuss it next week. So please stay tuned, everyone, for that part of it. So this is a good time to lead into it: men's health, women's health, men's health, and then into, getting out of the fast lane and enjoying life and staying in the present moment, and how to do that. So Gail, anything else to add to the male menopause before I go to Christy?
That was my biggie, I think.
Okay, and I like that you brought it up, because it is a realization that we need to, allow everyone to go through the changes, however they need to process them and whatever they need to do it gracefully, and appreciate, who you are. So Christy, what did you notice? I want to see if you noticed something else that I point out normally.
Kidney disease. It's
What
not,
about it?
I mean, women have it too, but it seems like it's more prominent in men.
Yeah. And one of the reasons, my theory and what I've seen with male clients that I work with, being a holistic healthcare practitioner for years, is men have a tendency to eat one large meal and not eat all day a lot of times. Women will do it sometimes, but men more than women sometimes. And they don't chew their food as well. And there causes a lot of acid in the body, and the body has to get rid of that acid. The body wants to maintain homeostasis at a pH level that is in a certain range, and that range is not kept when the body becomes very acidic. It gets acidic from not eating. It gets acidic from eating the wrong foods. It gets acidic, overeating. So there's a tendency sometimes to put strain on the organs when we don't follow what the organs are very smart. It's an eternally very productive system that pulls, robs, steals, and borrows when it needs something. So to keep itself in homeostasis, it will pull vitamins out of the bones because, again, it's the least, measurement on the chain. You need that calcium for your heart and for your nervous system, then it's going to take it out of the bones. And it also will take calcium into the bloodstream and into the body to pull out that acid and to, you ever see someone talk about baking soda, how it takes the acid out of tomato sauce? I don't know if you know that. If you use a pinch of it in your tomato sauce, it'll fizz and it'll take some of the acid out. Well, that's what minerals do to the body, so that it can regulate itself. But the top 10 things for women were a little bit different for men and women, correct? There was a higher rate of some things. What do you remember? One thing that stood out that was not on women that stood out for men? The mental health part of it, which men, I believe, because they were the breadwinners for so many years, I have seen that statistics haven't changed as much, but there's more men that take their life than women do. And it's prominent in, the top 10 things of losses in the United States for men versus women. So that's one of the other things that, I noticed. And so it's important. And I think not only that, but men feel that protective or that responsibility sometimes, but they also were less likely to go and ask for help. They're quieter sometimes, more introverted, or maybe they don't have, women just with friends. Sometimes men don't. Some men do. It's starting to change a little bit. I think that, both sides of our personality, the female and male side of us, which we have both, whether people believe it or not. I always say God has both a male and female side. The sensitive side, it's okay to discuss your feelings. And we're not different on the inside, is what I'm getting at. We're still the same, but the way we process it is different. And we can process things in unhealthy ways. So doing the grief work, that's one of the reasons I do it. And then it's part of teaching what's important in the program. So ladies, thank you so much. We're going to go on to continue our class and discuss what the ladies are going to be doing this week outside of this video program. And we'll join you again next week. And I hope that you're joining us to try to, follow the journey, see how it can change your life, and then take a look and a glimpse back at some of the other ones and share it with people if you can. I'd appreciate that. And don't forget to join us for Friday Night Live. There's always a clip. They were at 30 minutes, but I made them smaller because it's easier for people to look at it, smaller clips. And there's about 100 videos or more of my short clips that are under a minute on the YouTube channel. So please join in and please share, like, and subscribe because I'm aiming for my 500 mark and I need your help to get there. So have a great evening and we'll say goodnight for now.
Good night.
Bye-bye.